How's it going, bros? My name is Amin, and today we're gonna play the Stanley Parable. Okay, so basically this whole game, it was a mod, and actually the game was pretty great, or the mod for Half-Life. I don't know, one or two, I think two. Okay, so I really didn't play the mod, I just watched a gameplay for it, and here we are playing the Stanley Parable. Without further ado, let's start the game. Oops, high sounds. Okay. No, I lowered the voice because sometimes the the voice appears on the program that I'm recording my microphone with, so this makes some echo, which is not good. So first things first, the options are great actually. There's even the advanced ones. So it's a full standalone game. I don't think it should be categorized as an indie game, really. So the Stanley Parable. This game has a lot of choices. It has 18 endings. I don't know if I'll finish it all or not. Let's start. Wait. Wait. The subtitles. Okay. They're okay. Let's start. If there's any lag, I will stop the recording and adjust the resolution. Sadly, we'll have to cope with the low resolution. It'll be 480p only. So I hope there's no much lag. And I can also lower the graphics actually. So we will see how everything goes. Clearly the loading screen has lag. Nope, it does not. For a second I thought that it had lag. I don't know what should I do. I mean, I'm running on a freaking server. My PC is a workstation.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
The same beginning.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard.
That's
Orders
great.
came
That's
to
a
him
great
through a
one.
monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day.
Oh my God, that is a lot.
And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley
Yes.
relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And
Okay.
then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong.
The graphics of
Shocked,
the game.
frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay, so WASD to move. Nothing else, I think. Okay, no
All of
one.
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Maybe. Spills coffee. Dun, dun, dun. I hate Mondays. Okay, so I guess this is the meeting room.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Left or right, bros? Left or right? I will try to do both of them, but left or right? Right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I'm the evil road.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Drinking. Okay. He's drinking. Drinking a room.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Took the door on his left. Left or continue?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
Hey! You're talking about me! This game, I love the whole sense of choice here. I'm pressing something and something is happening. I have no idea what it is. The sounds of keyboard. That's it. Okay, where shall we go?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Who's her?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life.
Who's her?
She's been waiting.
Who is her? What?
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
What? What is this story? What?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right.
Okay.
There we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
What?
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Should I come or...
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Evil! He's evil! Okay, that's the weird looking
This
wife.
is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Wait, what? Press G.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
What the hell?
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do.
Everything
now he's
is
pushing a button.
upgrading.
Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work.
It's
One
a
might
really
even feel
boring
sorry
one.
for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Press 6.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job, First, he imagined that
She's
one
still
day
here.
while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Dun dun dun.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
That's wrong. What is
As he
wrong?
wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
What? What is
It
wrong?
was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer.
What?
How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has.
She
Nothing
disappeared
has
finally.
changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
This is wicked.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it. You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must.
This game is
Perhaps-
strange.
Well, maybe this time he'll see.
I don't know. I just chose to be the evil path
tried
guy.
again.
Please die.
And Stanley pushed a
What?
button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
What? What? Wait. That's the game? Are you serious? Huh. Now this is becoming strange. I hope it does not turn into a horror game, because this is creeping me
All of
out.
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What?
Stanley
The game
decided
is
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
the game is resetting.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Let's enter the one on our left. I think the game is resetting, but I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I will check the right one and see if it's
This was
resetting or
the
not.
correct way to the meeting. Side to let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. Oh, no, you can't.
Yes.
Did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Picking up the phone
He
is
ended the
actually
game.
somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see...
Wait.
No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not
What?
Stanley. You're a real person.
Really?
I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world.
What?
Please observe this helpful instructional video.
What the hell?
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But
What?
if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike
What?
here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish
What?
their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness.
Why am I
it's
watching this?
4:30. I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
Did it end? Practice, huh? That's real. What is wrong?
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just
What is
remember
this?
that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce
Exercise?
the material covered in this video.
This is mad.
Ah, welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
No. No. Saying stop, stop, stop. Danger is everywhere. Danger. Danger. More charts. Please, I'm begging. Well, do I have a choice? Okay. So, basically, we're repeating everything again.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all.
Really?
We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Really? Then why did you give it to me? This game has a lot of fourth wall breaking. Okay, so... So I can't open the door? I am returning... This is very strange.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
You'll take the one on the left.
Now remember, All you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I insist on going to the right.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
No. I will not hurry. No, I'm saying no. Open! What is the door? Why isn't... It's not opening! Okay, okay, I'll come back. And then enter again. It's still the same. I think this will take me a lot of time. Come on. Come on. What? It's a must, right? They're just trapped me. I must go to the left one. I think. Yep.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe after everything we talked about that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do?
He will destroy me.
No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
Wait. What is wrong? Hey. What?
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you. You're a child.
I'm a teen! An early one.
My story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it.
He spoiled the story.
So
what?
Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right.
What's wrong?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door
It's
on his
repeating.
left.
Oh my god. Wait, I will do it again.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry. Behave exactly as Stanley would.
Oh,
that
so it'll keep
choosing
repeating.
Responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
What? Legit ball upset to how to solve a dispute, resent co-workers, taking... These are stupid solutions.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I have no choice of walking downstairs, right? Yep, I don't have one. The computer. I am going to play. It doesn't open, and...
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
This is strange. Okay. I have spoken the code. Night Shark 115. Come on.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Okay. Please, clearly to the receiver.
Sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
What? Should I write it? Night Shark 115.
Fine. You're not going to do it, but you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you
What
this
is
far,
wrong?
only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have
I'm pressing on it. Night Shark 115. Come on.
Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward.
What is wrong?
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What? Okay, enter the door on your left.
Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need
Stanley.
a choice. I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me?
So this means that it's repeating and repeating and...
important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work
Come
together.
on.
I'll accept whatever
The
you
credits
do.
are rolling while I speak.
Step forward, please.
This is a weird game.
Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this.
The guy who made this is creative.
So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this?
I have no idea what is that.
Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide.
2011.
Make sure your choice is correct. That is the best.
What the hell?
That's all right.
So the credits is
I'll
rolled.
wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
What the hell am I doing? The end and there's no credits. Okay, so we have made some endings.